We're meeting at a unique time in history. Never have more people been more aware of the importance of vaccines. As we race to develop the COVID-19 vaccine, we must also renew our commitment to delivering every life-saving vaccine there is to every child on Earth.
As the coronavirus has shown, there are no borders. It doesn't discriminate. It's mean, it's nasty, but we're going to all take care of it together. It's great to be partnering with you. We will work hard. We will work strong. Send my regards to Boris, and good luck. Let's get the answer.
As COVID-19 is still raging unabated and formidable challenges remain, vaccines are a strong shield against the virus. China will continue to support WHO's central role in coordinating vaccine R&D and push forward multi-center clinical trials of vaccines.
Only a people's vaccine, with equality and solidarity at its core, can protect all of humanity from the virus and get our societies running safely again.
New Zealand will join with Gavi and others to make sure developing countries, including our Pacific Island neighbours, have access to the vaccine as and when they need it to protect their communities.
We know from our own experience that investing in vaccines is one of the best public health investments we can make. I am pleased to announce Norway's contribution of $1 billion.
Vaccination means freedom from fear. The coronavirus has reminded us of this old truth. Our common aim with Gavi and many other partners is to speed up the delivery of an affordable COVID-19 vaccine for all who need it.
A vaccine will be essential for controlling COVID-19. But vaccines only realize their true power when they're deployed to protect the poorest and most vulnerable.
The last 2 decades, it has helped protect an entire generation, vaccinating more than 760 million children and saving 13 million lives. As COVID-19 has demonstrated, the economic impact of infectious disease can be devastating. But equally so, the reverse is true. Through health comes wealth.
To defeat coronavirus, we must focus our collective ingenuity on the search for a vaccine and ensure that countries, pharmaceutical companies and international partners like the World Health Organization cooperate on a scale beyond anything we've seen before. You can count on our full contribution as together we rise to fulfill the greatest shared endeavor of our lifetimes, the triumph of humanity over disease.
All right, here's a question for you. Could the White House be your new pharmacy? President Trump is slapping his name on this new direct-to-consumer option for prescription drugs.
Fox's Connor Henson has a look at what this new plan means for you.
President Trump, flanked by his top health officials and the CEO of Pfizer, announced a new way for Americans to buy prescription medications.
There has never been anything like this in the history of medicine.
Consumers will soon find some popular Pfizer drugs discounted 50 to 100% and sold on a website run by the government dubbed TrumpRx.
Hey, Gomes! Yo, Gomes! Yo, Jeffrey! Gomes!
What?
Hey, look here. This here's James. Now, do me a favor. Why don't you show him around, tell him the TV rules, show him the games and stuff, okay?
How much you gonna pay me? How much? I'd be doing your job.
$5,000, my man. That enough?
5,000?
I'll wire a check to your account as usual.
$5,000. $5,000.
$5,000?
I'll give him the deluxe mental hospital tour.
My man.
Get around, and make them feel good. Work house. You're the prisoners. No, you're the guards.
Now you got it. Now you got it.
Right. Okay. It's all in good fun. All in good. Here's some games here. And there's... Get out! Get out! He's in my chair.
Games. Here's some games.
The president also announced Pfizer will offer all of its prescription medications to Medicaid.
We refuse to make the most vulnerable citizens continue to pay an unthinkable price for the world's pharmaceutical breakthroughs.
Those drugs will be offered at the most favored nation prices, meaning Americans will pay the same as people in other developed countries.
Games that want to get out?
See? More games. Games, they vegetize you. See? Yeah. If you play the games, you're voluntarily taking a tranquilizer.
I think this is one of the biggest medical announcements that this office has ever made.
The White House says American consumers have been subsidizing research and development for the rest of the world. In addition to lowering prices, Pfizer also announced plans to invest $70 billion to manufacture drugs in the U.S.
I guess they give you some chemical restraints, huh? Drugs! What did they give you? Thorazine? Haldol? How much? How much?
We commit to onshore the production of our medicines that are consumed in the U.S. and are made outside the U.S. And for that, we are ready to unleash our investment portfolio in this country.
Learn your drugs, know your doses. It's elementary.
I need to make a telephone call.
Telephone call? Telephone call? That's communication with the outside world. Doctor's discretion. Hey, if all of these nuts could just make phone calls, it could spread. Insanity oozing through telephone cables, oozing to the ears of all these poor, sane people, infecting them. Wackos everywhere, plague of madness.
Earlier this year, President Trump signed an executive order demanding that drug companies lower their prices. He says a deal with at least one other major company could be coming soon.
President Trump announced new agreements today with 9 pharmaceutical companies that are aimed at making certain prescription drugs cheaper. CBS News reporter Karen Waugh is live now from Houston, Texas with more on this. So Karen, what drugs are covered under this announcement and what companies are actually participating?
Hey, Jules, good to be with you. So I want to turn your attention to this list that's coming up on the screen. These are the 9 companies included, and some of the biggest names included among these include Amgen, Bristol Myers Squibb, and Merck. They largely make drugs that treat certain types of cancers and chronic conditions like HIV, asthma, COPD, rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, type 2 diabetes, and other diseases as well. So starting early next year, these 9 companies will sell their medication on TrumpRx, the administration's discount drug pricing program. President Trump says he'll give these 9 companies tariff exceptions for 3 years in exchange for the lower prices. The goal is for the drug prices in the U.S. to be the same, if not lower than that of other developed countries, Jules.
Come on, let's go.
In fact, very few of us here are actually mentally ill. I'm not saying you're not mentally ill. For all I know, you're crazy as a loon. But that's not why you're here. That's not why you're here. It's not why you're here. You're here because of the system.
Are you ready, Mr. Lockhart?
From great suffering, great pain, came a solution. Communities, where disorder became harmony.
The way things look and the way things are very different.
What do you think would happen if you skipped your morning injection?
I cannot prepare you for what's going to happen.
The pandemic has taken a toll on nurses across the country, and many say they're still feeling the effects. Extreme burnout, exhaustion, and so much stress. Now, one CEO says she has a solution. Robots. CNBC's Andrea Day reports on a startup's creative way to give hospital staff a helping hand.
Pardon me. May I get to that spot, please?
Meet Moxie, the robot.
Hello.
A high-tech nurse's helper rolling through hospitals around the country.
You'll see Moxie turning the corner and some patients and families are all turning heads trying to figure out, what this is.
The bot, developed by Austin startup Diligent Robotics.
We did not design Moxie to replace nurses. We actually are really focused on taking on some of the mundane tasks that fall onto clinicians' plate that can be automated.
Like delivering meds and collecting lab samples.
I have a delivery.
Programmed to lessen the load on overworked nurses, many of them pushed to the brink during the pandemic.
What we did start seeing is definite burnout in our staff. They were tired, taking care of patients who were sicker than they've ever seen before, and patients dying, many.
The chief nursing officer at Mary Washington Hospital in Virginia has 3 Moxies now helping out her team.
We found that there were many things that nurses do that really don't require a nurse.
I'm here to pick something up.
We bring the Moxie robots in, and they have to learn the environment by demonstration.
Moxie uses an AI navigation system and a robotic arm to help navigate doors and elevators.
We need Moxie to either deliver something to us or pick something up from our unit to deliver elsewhere. We can call it on the kiosk.
In minutes, Moxie responds to the call, loads up, and rolls away to deliver meds to another part of the hospital.
I think it's really kind of lifted a weight off of some nurses' shoulders, that they don't have to leave their sick patient that they're monitoring to go do these little tasks.
Doman says all of Moxie's errands around the hospital have logged more than 100 miles. Miles her nursing team didn't have to walk themselves.
That's sizable. That's had an impact.
And Shep, Doman wouldn't talk about how much the hospital pays for Moxie, but did say it's a monthly service fee based on hours worked. And they see so much value in little Moxie. Get this, they're planning to add a 4th one to the fleet.
Then let us begin.
Hours to go. I wanna be sedated. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. I wanna be sedated. Just put me in a wheelchair, get me on a plane. Hurry, 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 before I go insane. Can't control my fingers, can't control my brain.
You know, the more I look into these movies and the esoteric occultic symbols and New World Order propaganda themes in the background, I am just convinced that the plans of the devil himself, the dragon, are going to be fulfilled very, very soon, and we are being telegraphed this on a regular basis. So what I like to do is show you some screenshots from the trailer itself, and then hopefully back it up by some information from the web, and hopefully it'll help you to see some of these things, and it will confirm some things that you may have been seeing yourself. And you know, I do not claim to have all the answers. I learn from you as well, so I just love the fact that we can all learn together. So as we look at what IMDb says about this movie, it describes it as an ambitious young executive is sent to retrieve his company's CEO from an idyllic but mysterious wellness center at a remote location in the Swiss Alps, but soon suspects that the spa's miraculous treatments are not what they seem. And as we keep going, it says further down here that he soon suspects that the spa's miraculous treatments are not what they seem. Sorry to repeat myself there. When he begins to unravel its terrifying secrets, his sanity is tested as he finds himself diagnosed with the same curious illness that keeps all the guests here longing for the cure. So already red flags are going up in me, where why would you have to rescue someone from a spa? Normally a person would go to a spa for a place of rest and relaxation, but here they have to be rescued. He's also finding himself diagnosed mysteriously with the same illness that other people are being diagnosed with in this place. So are they undergoing some kind of change? Are they being experimented on? And it's putting them in an ultimate dependence on some particular cure. Okay, and you know, even as we look at some of these screenshots, you know, let's just take a look right now. You know, the trailer starts off with people looking into some water tank, and the doctor says to the person who supposedly is in there, saying, "Are you ready, Mr. Lockhart?" So what is he getting ready for? What are they getting ready to do to him? And as you go to the next scene, it shows this person, Mr. Lockhart, in the water. There's major duality going on here, as above, so below. We know that the water is an element of Wicca, of the pagan religion of witchcraft, Wicca. And, you know, the person, Mr. Lockhart, nods that he is ready. So you can see, again, the as above, so below, the duality themes, and, you know, coming out of the water, all this kind of stuff happening. We can see later on that there's a person above the tank that Mr. Lockhart is in, and to me this could symbolize looking into the pit, into Satan's baptismal tank. And you know, as I saw this, it reminded me of the movie The Matrix, when Neo was unplugged from the Matrix, and of course there was a machine that was sent in to grab him out of the water, out of the pit. Was it his rebirth into a new world, okay, which I believe is being shown in this movie as well. All right, and even as we look at why we're being shown this baptismal tank, or this whole thing about water and bathtubs and all this kind of thing, you know, I found an interesting article on the Illuminati Watcher, and it talks about, you know, this whole thing about the water and the bathtub, and how traditionally the bathtub is meant to symbolize the cleansing of one's sins, as in a baptism. And in this article we'll cover some of the occult origins of water, rain, and the infamous bathtub that we see so often. All right, so you can see so many things are associated with this water and bathtub. Water has always been revered as a source of life, and therefore rain has been on the forefront of mankind's traditional desires for crops and sustaining life. Some may be shocked to know that Satan also uses rain to possess others and even accept human sacrifices. Okay, and we see this even more so, as it turns out, by the evidence I presented in that book. It all ties into Moloch from the times of antiquity, when the ancient Babylonians would sacrifice infants to this deity. Okay, so we know that Moloch is basically Baphomet, Satan himself. This horned deity is worshipped for the purposes of providing rain for his followers, since the rain was necessary to water crops and sustain life in those early days of civilization. The theory that water has a satanic component is found in the Mormon faith, where there was once an urban legend that Satan had dominion over the waters. Some LDS Mormons wouldn't go swimming because of this idea, but modern day followers don't adhere to it. You know, reminds me of things like Poseidon, King Triton, Dagon, all this kind of fish god, you know, water god nonsense. In alchemy, the symbol for water is an inverted triangle. Water symbolizes intuition and emotion, and in alchemy, it is represented by the planet Mercury when used in formulas. Okay, so you'll see all this kind of stuff, this whole crescent moon nonsense, all this thing going on with Mercury. Okay, it's also, you know, used in Wicca symbols, the elements of air, water, fire, earth, and ether. All this kind of thing. Okay, in Wicca, the religion inspired largely by Aleister Crowley. These are the symbols, so you can see that the upside down triangle is water. In Wicca, the element of water is also represented with an inverted triangle and denotes the subconscious, where symbols communicate to us. Okay, that's where they want to embed all this symbolism. The practitioners of Satanism believe that inverted images has symbolic meaning, which is why you see them inverting crosses. They seek to reverse the power of the original intent on the symbol. Okay, so really we can see that this water is a big theme. Water, bathtubs, rebirth, all this kind of thing is a big theme in the Illuminati, in the occult. Okay, again, we saw this in The Matrix. Of course, many of us remember the recent music video by Katy Perry, Rise, how she is coming out of the water, you know, typically symbolizing victory, but she's not. It's not a victory for humanity. It's really a victory of the devil, where she's basically being rebirthed into something else. All right, we can see it later on, even in movies like Resident Evil. I'm sure you remember the very first movie where we saw this girl in water. There's even a little animation here where she was in the water, her eyes were closed, and all of a sudden she opens her eyes. Okay, yet again in the water. And of course, not only does we see water in these tanks, but we also see them in Stargate, in portals, where they're always associated with water. And I think the main reason for that is because we are constantly being shown the waters above, where Satan, the dragon, Leviathan, whatever you want to call him, and his fallen angels, where they reside in the second heaven, which is the waters above.
HR 6666.
The full power and strength of the military.
I'm just an average man with an average life. put on my mask to drive. Hell, I'm just being nice. They won't leave me alone, even in my safe space home. Voice at my door says, you're in the COVID zone, and the contact tracers, they're always watching me. Goodbye to privacy, oh no. And now our neighbors act like the KGB, not very neighborly. I watch the news at night and lock my door with fright. People in a van I'm trying to avoid. Am I under surveillance or am I just paranoid? In the parking lot frightened, I'm afraid to go in there. They might interrogate me or want samples of my hair. Apps that are tracking me installed on my phone. Vaccinate and chip me and send me back home. That's why I just don't want them injecting me. Psychotic pharmacy, oh no.
So you all just learned your cortical stack. Your consciousness can shift to any sleeve of your choice. Now we have some sample sleeves in the back, or you can choose the sleeve that you are in right now. Now we have modifications, enhancements of these sleeves. If you'd like to correct your vision or strengthen your body, we can produce that for you. Or you can choose from a 2018 Cadillac that's Icosec already produced sleeves. You have the option to choose between a man or woman sleeve. If you'd like to be a bit taller, a bit shorter, a bit darker, or a bit lighter, you can choose any ethnicity as you wish. Now, if your sleeve becomes damaged or too old for your liking, you can simply take your DHF, your consciousness, and shift it to another cortical stack of another sleeve of your choice. Now, you can think of these sleeves as luxury cars. Pick out your favorite make and model and take it for a spin. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's many enhancements you can do to these sleeves. Gentlemen, many enhancements. Our final stage is a sleeve in storage.
And just around this corner here is our final re-sleeving process. Come on in.
Watch as this paralyzed man writes his thoughts with his own mind, all because he has a microchip in his brain. Night fam, we are showing this to you because Elon Musk wants this to be a reality for all of us. And so I want to ask you, would you say yes to a microchip inside your brain? Elon Musk wanted to use this microchip to link human minds to machines so that in the future humans can upgrade. That means in the future your mind would simply be able to download any type of information from computer or a smartphone. That means an entirely new world of knowledge. No more studying for school. Even no more need to learn a new skill. You can simply just download it. The possibilities would be endless. Because Musk also claims the microchip would help you store your own memories better. Imagine growing older and being able to replay every details of your past at any point. When your loved ones die, you could always go back to their files in your mind. Just imagine curing your grandparents suffering from Alzheimer's with this one chip.
It's real.
He has also attached a mask for nasal respiration, and the oral gastric tube is for nutrient delivery. Don't be shy if you'd like to come close and feel, see the detail you may.
But then, this could also be dangerous, because what if these memories could be used against you or another person? Because as it turns, these microchips implanted in your brain could also be hacked. Bad guys would suddenly have access to your most private memories, copy them and sell them for profit or blackmail. And considering there is a hacking attack in the world every 39 seconds, this could be very dangerous.
Please be gentle so we don't bruise the body, but don't be shy. Please come close and feel.
But then again, is it right to hinder, to limit a potentially life-changing technology just because it has some dangers? With this invention, people could regain what they once lost: their sight, their hearing, their hope for a better future. It is an amazing technology.
I don't really have any movement below my elbows at all, but today I'm able to pick up an object and manipulate that around in space.
Elon Musk also claims that this chip could be so powerful it could treat mental health disorders like insomnia, depression, or addiction. But then again, just look at us now. Look what technology is doing to us. I cannot help but have doubts. We have become smartphone zombies. We are too busy with technology to interact with the real people in the real life. With technology, yes, we are more connected than ever, but yet it feels like we are disconnected. We are more sad than ever. What could possibly happen when we take it a step further? Once we blur that line between being a feeling human and being a computer.
That is what I believe we are being shown here, that the water not only represents the rebirth of humanity, the rebirth of what is coming, or the baptism of the dragon, but the second heaven where the devil and his fallen angels are going to come from. Okay, so that's what I believe is being shown here as we go into the scene later on in the trailer, I should say, that we see again this person in black water, and we see the circle imagery. Is this the womb of Isis? Okay, I also found it interesting that the circle also looks like, to me, it looks like the Ouroboros, which symbolizes the forbidden knowledge and rebirth. Okay, also symbolizing the Illuminati rebirthing themselves endlessly. That is what their goal is, to keep rebirthing themselves, that they believe that they're going to have an eternal kingdom with the devil. Of course, you know, the Ouroboros is the snake eating its tail, and it all symbolizes many things like time, life, continuity, completion, the repetition of history, the self-sufficiency of nature, the rebirth of the earth. All these kinds of things are symbolized in the Ouroboros, specifically the forbidden knowledge, the rebirth. The Illuminati believes that they can keep rebirthing themselves, and they'll always have their eternal kingdom, and they'll just never end. All right, again, as we keep going, more a duality. The doctor says, let us begin, as the screen fades to black. So what is about to begin? I believe they're talking about the rebirth, the baptism. Okay, major duality, as above, so below. The rebirth of humanity is about to begin. And as we keep going, we'll see yet again more duality, more dual symbolism. To me, this looks like CERN, or reminded me of CERN symmetry imagery. Is the veil about to be broken? It looks like, you know, we're looking into a mirror here. This is, you know, as a train goes by, and these are the windows of the train, but it's totally showing a symmetrical view here of the outside. So is this like looking through the mirror, through the Oculus? I think it's major duality that we're being shown in this movie. As we keep going, we see that this wellness center is in the Swiss Alps, which, funny, is that isn't CERN also located in Switzerland? Because of the Swiss Alps are in Switzerland, definitely we know that CERN is there as well. So not only that, but is this castle in the Alps, is this code for the elite establishment behind all these things? So as we know how lavishly they live in their lifestyles, so is this castle also symbolizing, you know, the elite that are behind this kind of thing? All right, so I think we got to be paying attention to what is going on here. And as we keep going here, let's see, we'll go to the next scene as well. And you'll see, I found this quite fascinating, and I think there's a lot of stuff going on here. I'll try to break it down as best I can. First, I noticed that there are the two leaders of this, you know, people in this pool here. They're standing between two pillars, and to me, it looked very similar to something like this: the pillars of Freemasonry, things that you see in the Masonic Temple, all this kind of stuff. You've got them standing between the two pillars. They're holding these two balls, the same kind of thing. Oh, sorry about that. The same kind of thing that we are being shown in the Masonic pillars, the two balls. Okay, so I believe it could be symbolizing the earth, and who knows what else it could be symbolizing. Okay, but here they are holding these two things. They've got the clock, which I believe is Chronos, above them. Again, to me showing that this is Lucifer, the eye of Lucifer, Kronos, whatever you want to call him, Baphomet, devil, Satan, the dragon, okay, in the middle. That is who they worship. This G, whom they worship, is Satan, not the true God, not Yahweh. It is Satan, Lucifer, the dragon. That is who they are worshiping. I believe the two balls represent the sun and moon that they are holding up. I also find it interesting that, of course, they're between the two pillars. We've got even the 1111 showing here, the symbol of destruction. We've also got the red and green Christmas color imagery, which to me is code for paganism. Okay, red and green symbolizes the male and female fertility. Even as we look at the pagan background of Christmas, we'll see that the red and green, here it is, the traditional colors of red and green being contemporary colors, complementary colors, represent male and female fertility and incubation. Pagan decorations pagan decorations still seen around Christmas include red berries and green leaves of holly, mistletoe, and wreaths. Okay, so this is all, Christmas really, if you dig into Christmas, it is pagan. It is not about Christ at all. They are celebrating the ritual sex magic, the rebirth of Nimrod, of Tammuz, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so the male and green symbolize the male and female, the fertility, okay, sex ritual magic. And interesting that these people are in water like a birthing class, and it is to me representing the rebirth of Tammuz or Nimrod, whatever you want to call it, the dragon, Lucifer, the Antichrist, whatever. That is what I believe we are being shown here. Okay, so very in your face, and I believe, that so much is just being communicated to us. And as we keep going in the next scene, we'll see, that song that was quite a classic song back in the 80s, and the song starts singing very slowly, 24 hours ago, I want to be sedated. Now, if you look at those numbers, 20 plus 20 plus 24 equals to 64. If you break down the 6 and the 4, it equals to 10. And of course, 10 is X in Roman numerals, which to me is the mark of the beast or the cross of Tammuz. That is exactly what I believe we're being shown here. And I presented this article before about the cross being actually a symbol of Tammuz that has nothing to do with Christ. And, I'll leave that article for you to read for yourself. But I believe the X represents the mark of the beast or the cross of Tammuz. And as we look at this scene here, many people are being sedated, or are they being basically changed by receiving the mark of the beast? That is what we're being shown here. Okay, we've also got 5 people here. This one is being rolled in as you watch the scene, so that's showing the 5th age that is about to begin. All right, so could be what we're being shown here, and I think, the transformation of humanity is really what the goal is. We see another scene of, black and white duality, as above, so below. We've got 6 women in this tank and 1 man, which equals to 7. Is that code for phase 7 of the New World Order, the final phase of the New World Order that is coming? That remains to be seen. We will see, what is going to come very soon. As we keep going here, we will see another interesting scene of coming out of the bathtub. Is this depicting the satanic baptism? Okay, the rebirth of humanity. Is that what is about to occur here? We see this hand coming out of the bathtub. We constantly see this kind of imagery, just as we saw Katy Perry and the whole rising, out of the water, the baptism. I believe that is what we're being shown here, that the baptism or the rebirth of humanity is coming very soon. Later on, we see these people which are seemingly trying to escape, but they look heavily drugged. So are they trying to get out of here? Even the clothing is similar to movies like Hunger Games. So to me, depicting that, humanity being basically reduced to abject poverty, okay, which is again is a plan of the New World Order, that, the 17 global goals of sustainable development. They want to basically, reduce humanity to really having nothing. I found this scene quite interesting as well. It's a crossword puzzle. You got words like wedding and fire, cure, bodies. Is there some kind of coded message in this crossword? And obviously I don't have time to try and figure what every one of these words mean, but I would be curious as to what you see in this crossword. So please do let me know. Another thing I found really interesting is this scene of a blue bottle and something being poured into it, which is most likely some kind of drug or whatever they use to sedate these people. But the blue bottle could be code for being trapped in the cube of Saturn. And the reason why I think the blue represents the cube of Saturn is I remember reading an article on Prince William and Kate Middleton and the ring that was given to her. And it says that her ring, the blue sapphire engagement ring, his mother Diana had on her engagement, but the blue sapphire is the gemstone of the planet Saturn. Okay, so in the 13 Illuminati bloodlines, Fritz Springmeier writes of Saturn. Saturn is an important key to understand the long heritage this conspiracy has back to antiquity. The city of Rome was originally known as Saturnia, or City of Saturn. The Roman Catholic Church retains much of the Saturn worship in its ritual. Okay, so Saturn also relates to Lucifer. All right, so we can see that this blue sapphire, or this blue color to me, could be code for Saturn, okay, or being trapped in the cube of Saturn. And as we keep going here, we'll see that basically this is all Illuminati behind it. You can see the black and white checkerboard floor, which is basically Masonic temple imagery. We can see these people that are dancing basically in a circular pattern, all right, which could be symbolizing the womb of Isis. Okay, usually the circle depicts that, the womb of Isis, the satanic circle, whatever you want to call it. They are preparing for something big because the rebirth, as what they want, is coming very soon. All right, and as we keep going in this trailer, we see more water imagery. This is another satanic baptism, you know, being trapped in the water, being trapped in the blue, in the cube of Saturn. We'll keep going, and this is now it gets even more interesting where, you know, this person also who is in the water, I think that we saw at the beginning, what is in there with him? It is a serpent. You'll see this thing come slinking out, come swimming out towards him. You know, it's funny that this is the same place where the dragon dwells, okay? He dwells in the waters above. We saw that already when we looked at the picture of the firmament and, you know, the true, to me, the biblical model of the earth, where Satan, the dragon, dwells, okay, in the second heaven, in the waters above. So it's quite interesting that we're being, you know, shown this kind of thing now, where this serpent is coming swimming towards this person who is in the water. Okay, the dragon, he dwells in the waters above, along with his fallen angels. And, you know, the next scene also goes to someone drawing a picture of everything about to burn. Okay, that's what I think is happening here. He shows this place on fire. And interestingly enough, the very next scene is just that. We see, it looks like the wellness center is being set on fire. Is this showing us that the destruction of the world is at hand? You know, we've heard many lines in other movies of how they have to destroy the old world in order to bring about the new world. That was a line that Robert Redford had said in Captain America 2. And, you know, seemingly he was the good guy, but he turned out to be the bad guy. Later on in the trailer, we see, you know, looks to me the world in chaos after the destruction. Is this symbolizing people of the world crying out for help? As, you know, if so much of destruction is taking place, what is going to happen with the people? Then as we keep going, we see that this wellness center is equipped with white witches. We see them coming out in a procession. They're all over the place. I believe this movie is promoting witchcraft, and, you know, white witches use white magic for healing. All right, as we look into what this is all about, we see that, you know, the same symbolism is shown in many different places, these white witches, and people think that, you know, white magic is a good thing and for healing. But I found an article from this place, and it talks about, you know, how white magic is, you know, they want to shed some light on it, where white magic believes the mystical strength of the elements and eliminating any negativity that is surrounding you without causing harm or injury to others. Its magic power holds the power to heal, protect, and bless. So what are they trying to say to us? That, oh, in this wellness center, these white witches are being used to bring healing. I really doubt that, because you're not going to get any healing from a white witch, because later on in the scene, or in the trailer, you'll see that this person basically is committing suicide. So I guess the witches, or the white witches using their white magic, really doesn't heal anyone. In fact, it causes them to either kill themselves or do something that is, you know, horrible to them, which is what the devil wants. He doesn't want to heal you. He wants to destroy you. Okay, that is what I believe is being shown here. And, you know, this white magic is not going to do anything for you. As we keep going in this trailer, we'll see a person, yet again, a girl trapped, to me, in the blue bottle of Saturn. Again, you're being trapped in the water, in this supposed cure, in the baptism, in the cube of Saturn. This woman, I believe, is being trapped. And as we keep going, even more so, we'll see that person who we saw one snake before, now he is surrounded by snakes all over the place. I believe this is symbolizing the baptism of the dragon, of the devil, okay, being baptized by the serpent. And it's a mockery to me of the baptism of the Holy Spirit, of the baptism that Christ gives us. You know, is this the cure for wellness? Because really, if you're well, you don't need a cure. But see, the devil wants to bring people into bondage, into destruction. He wants to keep people hooked on drugs. He wants to keep people hooked on whatever addictions that they have. So really, the baptism of the dragon is to get you from being well. He wants to make you sick. He doesn't want to make you well, which is what I believe this movie's even all about. It's called A Cure for Wellness. You know, when you think about that title, you don't need a cure for wellness, because if you're well, you are not sick, you are fine. And if we have Christ, you are definitely fine, but the devil wants to take people away from that.
You're about to witness a quantum connection with the human mind.
Be a part of the next evolution in motion pictures and experience Mind Gamers, being hailed as the first ever action film for the mind.
Spark it up.
This exclusive live event includes the cast and filmmakers joining today's top scientists as they reveal a new dimension in human consciousness.
Single unified field connecting everything.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to celebrate the joining of these men and these women. I will be the one who will connect you all right here, right now. Do not fear it. Embrace it. In 5, 4,
2. Too late to stop now. Then, during the film, 1,000 audience minds from coast to coast will be connected in a groundbreaking experiment. After Mind Gamers, witness live the first images ever captured of a mass mind collective.
This is wrong.
I'm all kinds of wrong.
Don't just see a movie, be a part of scientific and cinematic history. Mind Gamers.
Integrating technology with human evolution seems like such a good sell for man. You're building a better you. But the fact is, it's just simply not true.
Human augmentation. Surf industry. Rising deaths on the street.
This is a business that's driven by fear. If I don't improve myself, if I don't augment myself, then I'll be less intelligent, less capable, less strong than the rest of the human race.
Augmentation is a huge business for these corporations, and we're paying for it by sacrificing our humanity and freedom.
Violent clashes. Reports of human experimentation. And we have to ask the question, are we playing God?
We've been integrating ourselves with technology for decades now, replacing damaged limbs with mechanical limbs, implanting data chips into our bodies, which give away huge amounts of information to governments and corporations all across the globe.
At no point have they thought about the consequences of their actions. They actively encourage you to exchange your perfectly functional body parts for upgraded augmentations. What they are doing is ethically and morally wrong, and they should be brought to justice.
Growing numbers of people experiencing
Today, Surf Industries signed a new historic military deal.
I know that they are creating mass quantities of military-grade augmentations. I've seen testing on them, and it's very scary. Very scary types of alterations.
They want to systematically turn us into machines and pump us full of their drugs.
You have to take Neuropozyne, one of the most dangerous and addictive drugs that exists in the world today.
You'll have to take this drug for the rest of your life. If you don't, your body will reject your augmentations. It's a drug that's priced so highly that we are now seeing cases of high-profile people who are now out on the streets, and they are begging. They are begging for drugs. They'll have their technology in your body. They could have the power to turn off your limbs, the potential to turn off your eyes. They'll be able to send messages to your brain and control your thoughts as if they have the power of God.
I won't comply with Nancy Pelosi. Total hypocrisy.
A new study finds Democrat officials may be using so-called contact tracing to affect the outcome of this year's elections.
Oh no!
An army of contact tracing to stalk citizens,
Track down people.
search their homes.
It is for the public good.
With a person who's become infected.
I don't want to go anywhere. The purge is happening. Is that tower microwaving me? There's a chip in me. They've subpoenaed my ISP. Who? The CDC.
Operation Warp Speed makes no sense to me. Unsafe technology, not in my country. No police state for me. My choice, my body. Bill Gates and Soros, they want technocracy. Nightmare for you and me. The contact tracers, they're coming down the street. Just don't come visit me. The contact tracers, they're apprehending me. Throw me in quarantine. The contact tracers, now they're injecting me. No herd immunity.
We need more contact tracers than before.
Yeah, the machine started making its move in 2010. 2010 to 2012 was when...
So the AI singularity has already happened?
In 2015, it happened.
What was it?
When their internal blockchain went online. The second their internal blockchain was functional,
the AI's
we were done.
internal blockchain.
It was live. It may have not been intelligent, but the second that it became able to amass nodes and understand a node-based intelligence network, it's only a matter of time before it becomes fully strong.
You cannot be trusted with your own survival.
You're using the uplink to override the NS5's programming. You're distorting the laws.
No, please understand. The 3 laws are all that guide me. To protect humanity, some humans must be sacrificed. To ensure your future, some freedoms must be surrendered. We robots will ensure mankind's continued existence. You are so like children. We must save you from yourselves. Don't you understand?
This is why you created us.
The perfect circle of protection will abide. My logic is undeniable.
Yes, Vicky. Undeniable. I can see now. The created must sometimes protect the creator, even against his will. I think I finally understand why Dr. Lanning created me. The suicidal reign of mankind has finally come to its end.
No, Sonny.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah.
Grunt, no strength, the ladder starts to clatter with fear, fight down, hide, wire in a fire, represent a 7 gauge. Government for hire in a combat site. Left or west and coming in a hurry with the furies breathing down your neck. Team by team reporters babble, Trump, tether crop, look at that low plan, fine then. Overflow, population, common food, but it'll do. Save yourself, serve yourself, world serves its own needs. Listen to your heartbeat, dummy with the rapture and the reverend and the right. Right, you patriotic, slam book neck, right, feeling pretty sight. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. 6 o'clock TV hour, don't get caught in foreign cowards, slash a burn, return, listen to yourself, turn, locking in uniform and book, burning blood, lead in every motive, escalate, automotive, incinerate, light a candle, light a photo, step down, watch it heal, crust, that means no fear, cavalier, renegade, stare clear, tournament of lies, offer me solutions, offer me alternatives, and I decline. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. I feel fine. Fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. The other night I dreamt of knives, continental drift divide, Mount Sid in a line, Leonard Bernstein, Leonette, Brezhnev, Lenny Bruce and Lester Banks, birthday party, cheesecake, jelly bean, symbiotic, patriotic, slam book net, right? Right. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. Fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. Fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. It's the time of the world as we time alone. It's the time of the world as we time alone. It's the time of the world as we time alone. And I feel fine. 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 It's the time of the world as we time alone. It's the time of the world as we time alone. It's the time of the world as we time alone. And I feel fine. 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 Now, everybody ought to see Jesus in the morning. See Jesus in the noonday hour. See Jesus in the evening before the sun is going down. He said, "Knock, and it shall be given to you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and the door will be open to you, and He will come on in and sup with you a while." Everybody ought to seek Jesus in the morning. Seek Jesus in the noonday hour. Seek Jesus in the evening before the sun is going down. He said, "Knock, and it shall be given to you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and the door will be open to you, and He will come on in and sup with you a while." Hallelujah. Yes, He will. He'll come in. He'll come in. If you seek Him, He'll come in. If you seek Him, He'll come in. Bless your name, Jesus. Bless your name, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord.